It's a beautiful Friday. Friday yo. Jawufumuko. Because Mukama, this is the day that the Lord has made. What actually it's a beautiful Friday. Banemba nilizanya ku program nawe twabasuubiza. Tulese Zabu. Zabu ali mu studio. Olunaku 12th of July 2024. It's a Friday. Yes, Zabu wali mu kizimbe nga twabasuubiza era Zabu ono she is the woman member of parliament Bugweri district, and she's the chairperson parliamentary forum for creative arts. Omukyalo ono agenda kuba atubulira olugendo lwe gyenvuddewe, bangi mumumanyi, bangi mumwagala. She was the female lead vocalist in the mighty Afrigo band. Profile Dakao nja kujizaako nga tumaze okukomawo. Ndina ipaka Saturn ez'okumakya. Ladies and gentlemen, Racheal Magoola is in the building. Honorable Racheal Magoola, my friend. She's in the building. Tuina ipaka Saturn ez'okumakya. Mbabuzaako nti Mwasuze Mutya.
Si nenda magureti. Palete kumeramu. Whoa, I've sang that song so many times. Tidi nakumana. Emiru. Anti mwana lwendidi walikwogera Luganda twidda kujanga tutereza iwoyogera olusogo lumenefu nze ndogera Oluganda olumenefu. Good to see you.
Welcome to
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Oh my goodness.
I'm so honored to be here.
We are happy to have you. Friday.
Oh, wange. Bucheire. Wakati Mwasuze Mutya ife libisuko obucheire. Tule tulamusa.
We wow. Banange. Zabu yono gwe bademba njogerako.
Ayi munondese Zabu natya n'okutya. Well, thank you. I feel good about that one.
Yes. It is your gold.
Thank you.
That is it.
That's very kind.
Tubaliriza nnyo bannange omugenyi waffe atuuse ali mu studio bakwita batyo aladde
ndaire
alaire
ntaime ndaire obusoga bulaire kyabazinga afunvuwe nina ife
Wow, Honorable Racheal Magoola tuli nayo olunaku olwaleero akayimba akavuddeko bangi nnyo twakaagala nnyo tukyakaagala, and I think it's one of the best songs of all time.
Yeah, I should think so.
Yeah,
I should think so.
Obangaina.
Wali Obangawa, where have you been? Because he was missing in action. Like, where are you? You know, when our people start to kwebuzabuza, munga Obangaina, sikutegera. Yeah.
Kakati nomne Honorable.
Enyabo.
Music, era mu same line mwali mu busomesa. She was teaching from a long time ago. Musomesa kayimba ati nayigira mu byobufuzi. Wow. Netugamba ati okay. Ati dekati abana Uganda ojjako kuba ku w'omubali kangende nkoleki mbawe n'obukulembeze, which is very nice. So enyimba akayimba ko Obangaina wewa twakanyumirwa nnyo n'enyimba endala nga omugati gwa butter.
Mugati gwa butter.
Emali. Akayimba ko emali.
Owange obwidde bulungi ndi kubona.
Okuyimba obwo Mwatu Racheal Magoola is a musician combining Afro pop ne kadongo kamu owuliramu African traditional music cultural heritage otudde ku butaka mu Uganda otudde, and I think omukyalo ono she's one of the best, if not the best, music export from Busoga region.
I would love to think.
It is true. We were. But now, yakatweyongako tukwaniriza nnyo. You go on our social media platforms where you get conversation. Everyone is excited. Yes,
I am excited to be here. Banansanga eri kubabona nize Racheal Magoola Obangaina mugati gwa butter. Owekisa kya Katonda, member of parliament wa district ya Bugweri.
Yes. Ababugweri bali batya.
Abagweri bana muliyo bala mwisa. Buli butya ye. Mwe bali ku makyalo, mwe bali kubayo, mwe bali kunenda. Ndiyo zena ndi kuyiya. Aye mwe bali koyanize abedudi twawayiya ku mwe bale. nasimye babonako bamusa mwebale nno.
Abasinga ngera bwe tugambye you were the lead female vocalist in the mighty Africa band. Era nga ojjeko ennyimba ezo ze tulabye ezimukuzo weewaawo twandetaza okutegeera Honorable Racheal Magoola yani azaalibwawa? Yes.
Wow, long story. Nzaalibwa Omugenzi Nicholas Magoola agalamidde e Kakolo Kanginima. Nenzaalibwa omukyala w'ekitiibwa Beatrice Magoola Ziraba Muzaale, former member of parliament Iganga district.
Yes.
Abwe banzaala
Iganga district.
Kakati tukulidde mu Iganga district emyaka gyonna. Bugweri yensibuko ya maama gye twakulira. And well, that's what I call home. E Bugweri. Era gye mpita nti ewaka gye nkulidde. Ne eventually nefuuka Kyendi today member of parliament wa district ya Bugweri. Enganze nnyo gyendi. Tandikirewa primary, tandikirewa ng'olugendo luwanvu nnyo. Naye nga I remember my childhood memories of the Somero. P1 I went to Nambulu Primary School. Eri Buwalasi. Anti omanye abazadde baffe baali basomesa. So they used to be like mababatuma. So mukutegeera okwange twazaalibwa nga tuli Gaba TTC. Nga tuli bato nnyo kati ne babatwala Buwalasi gye twatandikira P1. Then ne bavayo ne tugenda Kabwangasi. So all these nga tutambula mu masomero agabeera wherever. So Kabwangasi TTC twalwayo ddala emyaka egiwera in primary 6 ne bantwala mu boarding school, Kamonkoli Girls School. When I nengenda Toro Girls School for some years, 2 years, I think about 1.5 years. Nenvayo nengenda na Masagali College. Gye namalira 11 nengenda mbusomesa Kaliro Teachers Primary Kaliro National Teachers College. Nenvayo Kaliro Teachers College awo netandika okusomesa. Na Masagali College. Nenzirayo Kaliro nisomesaayo for some years kuba mama yali abeereeyo. I chose to go back and stay with her because she was alone. And then while retiring navaayo nange nenvaayo nengenda e Kyambogo University nsome bachelors of secondary education. Namaliza nenkola ne bachelor teaching. Awo naye byonna nga mix eriwo olwafuluma mu busomesa. I joined Afrigo in 1989 as soon as I qualified. And then the rest is history.
Wow. And wali osomesa nga okola music wo
nga bwennyimba. Yes.
Njagala where you call that memory you have, one of probably the best childhood memory gy'olina mukula. Wayagala nnyo ebyokuyimba, wayagala nnyo ebyokulembezi, wagamba wali otya?
Well, nali mu family nga tata waffe muyimbi, ngayimbisa, he was a music teacher. Ne mama nga yagala nnyo music. So twakula mu family nga we love music, we love to entertain. Era abagenyi bwe bajja nga tulina ka family choir with my sisters nga tudda tubayimbira obuyimba ne tuzina. It was like it would come naturally to us to entertain guests at home. And of course because tata yali asomesa nga bw'aba asomesa choir tumugoberera ne tukula with learning music from being present nga asomesa. And then every church choir eyalinga near to where we were nga tubeera mu church choir eyo. So netandika okuyimba nga tukyali bato nnyo. So we loved drama, tuyimba, tuzina. By 8 we were already very busy performers. So our parents batu encouraging nnyo to be to be outgoing, to be visible, to be participating in anything, sports, music, anything outside the classroom. Nga batu encouraging okubeeramu. So twakula. I remember, I think one of the best memories in Kabwangasi TTC was a very big compound. Tuzanya okuva kumacha nebuziba tuli mutapo tuli miyembe tuliwa. We had a very active childhood, and that I think is one of my best memories of playing with the families of the Damba, the principal Damba family, Yabokero family, Yababyachika, nga bombera compound yesomero n'emirirano, family Yabakidimu, nga we were busy doing weddings, doing rounders, that rounders game. We were so creative. Every time we were doing something creative, and that was fun. Oh yeah. They knew what it means for a child to be active. Yeah. To let kids explore. You know? Yes. So we played a lot. And it's a pity nowadays when I see when kids are cooped in flats with PlayStation. Yeah. I just feel sorry for those kids. They don't know what they are missing. Yeah. So kids need to be out in the air. Chase the birds, climb the trees, pick the mangoes, eat anything bitter, throw it away, because you know, experience the colors of the world is part of growing up. Yeah. You fall, you rise, you run, dart, you know. Yeah. So yeah, that's my life.
It's a beautiful memory.
It was a beautiful life. I up to now I say, wow, God was good to us.
Wow. Yeah. Your parents must have been very, very proud.
Oh yeah. I mean, especially after school, and I joined a band, and it was a big band, big. I joined Afrigo when it was at the height of its fame.
Wow, mukujoining Afrigo. And all that. Now you're ready to support, like to stand on your own.
Right.
Yes. Mukuyingirawo. Wagenda for auditions. Wasoko kubayingiramu. What did you feel?
Well, nava mu kyalo. Nga nsabye mama nzijagala kuyimba, and nasoka kwagala kuyingira Ebonies nevayo nga waliwo ekibulamu. Then my cousin Olivia Namubiru namusanga atambula in Kampala, in fact near National Theatre, nemuga naze njagala bya kuyimba naye genda ze sisanyuse nanga waliwo bandi enene nya Afrigo ndi Afrigo nti gwe banoonye balungi nnyo ddala. So I approached James Wasula, and I told him, my name is Racheal Mvabusoga. I know how to write songs. I can dance. I can sing. I'm a teacher. And okay. So he sent me to the band leader, Moses Matovo.
Yes.
And the rest is history. I told him the same story, and he said, oh, okay, come next week for rehearsal.
Just like that.
So I think I gave a good story.
Yeah.
I was a teacher already. I could write my own music. I've always written my own music.
Mukuwandika music how? Watandika dio kuwandika music onoga kati nze njaga kubeera muyimbi era kantandika okwewandikira ennyimba. Waliwo yakuyigiriza?
Manyi, when you learn music in school, then you watch people singing Tina Turner, Dana Rose, Pongo Love, you know, you're like, I want to be like that beautiful woman. I used to admire them so much. And then, I don't even remember what was my first song, but I know that the first song, I brought it to Afrigo, and we sang, you can't live without it, baby, you can't stay without it. Those were one of the first songs that I played with Afrigo. And then Kukusangana, Oyenesente Imekaiwe. So I used to pick stories. But before writing my own songs, you know, senior one goyagala music, obera wandika all songs, the lyrics, you even have a lyric book. Whether you know, I did a lot of that.
Oh wow.
And in senior 1, senior 2, nganzo bunganti genda mu math, ankwe bako nengenda mu auditorium nembere yo ku piano. You know, so that's how obsessed I was with music, and I would write and experience, you know, different ideas. You see something happening in real life, you pick a story, you scribble maybe a line, and then you build it up over time. Yeah.
Okay. Moses Matovo.
Yes.
Where kukwatanaga kati jangu mu rehearsal tutandike. And from then you didn't look back.
I didn't. Of course I was intimidated. The band was huge. The first show I attended, Akala Matende Gava. Nga traffic order from Kabalagala. Is it Kansaga which comes first? Ngemotoka zisibe zigenda Gava.
Afrigo band.
Bajja kulaba Afrigo. Nga shayiza n'okugwa nga motoka zikyali mu line okuyingira okulaba Afrigo. That was phenomenal. And for me, coming from nowhere, nyingide band nga nene otunulira abantu nga balinga a sea of, you know, of heads. It was amazing. So I was lucky that I joined a group which was already up there. Nayate, it was also very intimidating. Kuba nyingi dem group eyabantu seasoned ate bonna.
Exactly.
Kati gwe noyingira nga you performing live with a big band for the first time. Of course, I had challenges. Simanyi kuyimba bulungi. Project your voice. Racheal sikuwulira. They used to tease me. And I remember Mugenzi Charles Sechans would say, tujja kuteka carrot buli wali okwato, you know, amanyo sukume dobozi. But I learned from them, and here we are.
Wow. Kati, your first performance yali etya? The first performance with Afrigo Band.
Yali Gaba, that's what I remember.
Yeah.
And I probably played Kukusangana. And that song that I told you about. Those were the first songs in Akolana Afrigo.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I was excited because I dreamt about being on stage all my life.
Yeah.
And for me, ngantuse ku stage, I was like, do sawaka. I felt at home.
Yeah.
I wanted to impress. I mean, you're desperate to make a mark.
Yeah.
And I remember that was a fantastic show. Now, of course, Wobero Mupya, Okuyimba olulimi abantu batategeera.
And njaganya the fact that wali wa mazima eri your background, your culture background and cultural heritage. Wagamba nti nze ngenda kuyimba mu lulimi lwange.
Nga lwemmanyi.
Era we accepted it, we received it well. How did you feel?
It took a while to accept.
Really?
Yeah. I remember sometimes at House of Entertainment, when I come on stage, that's the time when people take a break to go and have a drink.
Oh, wow.
And I said, oh my God. And I remember somebody famous one day said, the moment I was coming on stage. And it used to like, oh, okay. So my songs is when everybody sits down to go and take a drink. But it took 10 years to play a song that everybody stood up to, and that was Obangaina. But I used to play Bakulimba and say, even if they didn't understand what I was saying. That was the first, you know, understanding of or recognizing who I was. They recognized me for a dancer.
Yes.
The songs, they were in languages they didn't understand much. So, and of course, you know, it was fun for all these people whose languages in Alinyimba is Afrigo, because they used to bayimba predominantly Uganda. Stage
presence, when you're on stage, you take up the space, and kugamba bagamba kati Racheal atuuse. Your dance moves, the choreography. What idea yo kugamba kati tuzine namu tusobola okubibyamu no bibiza ddala.
I would like to believe until when I joined, we started doing more dancing on stage within the songs. I think so. Because I was a choreographer, I was a dancer, and then we co-opted the traditional dancers, and of course I had Namasagari background of dance behind me, and so it was natural to start choreographing movements, and then we picked up. I remember days when we used to dance with Papa Moi, and so I think performance yakula, most especially when I joined Namasagari College, because it took, dance was big in Namasagari, movement was big, anything, entertainment was big. Performances, competitions for traditional dance festivals, elocution competitions. You have to read some poem and compete and get marks for that. We used to do beauty contests. We used to do fashion shows. Anything extra was like art all the time. So that I bloomed in my ability to perform. So that's when I learned that exposure is everything. Of course. Kubangiri abantu abambambi bayimbi ninga bayita masomero where everybody just sits down, never does any extracurricular which brings out people's ability to the best in them. So echonche baliza mukama era I'm sure nti nabana bave Namasagari, most people from Namasagari College are performers, are leaders, are expressive, can present themselves well in public. So it was a skill we learned because the school was structured that way.
Okay. Obangaina we mwamu recordingira ngeno oluyimba luzanye eno mu Uganda naye ate mwatambula emitala wa mayanja. Ne bakwata video nga your live performance yali live in London. How was that feeling? Because lwali luhitinze yes nendowooza nga abantu
lwahitinga tetuliiwo.
Okay.
We recorded it in London and it hit when we were still in London. Tugenda okudda wano nga lukuta omubabiro. And I always appreciate the genesis of that song getting where it went. Abe Muchibi of Makayimbira, right? Was that Afri Talent? I'm not sure which group it was, but Abe Muchibi yakulire Busoga amanyi Olusoga. He picked up that song. I first recorded it in 1997 on a solo album, and he picked it up. Na aluteka muzanyo. Excuse me. Na aluteka muzanyo. And I never saw, but I was told that they are playing Oluyimba Olusoga in a play in Bad Valley. A lot of people, and you saw Mwabaganda by then you are used to us. They were ringa Oluyimba Olusoga mutandika kuseka.
Yeah, poetic.
Exactly. You put a nice
yes, katumbule katono honorable atukomeo bana tuchaline Honorable Racheal Magoola tugenda kumulamu katono tuvaawo. Wow, kitundu ekyokubiri kwaniriza nnyo tuline Honorable Racheal Magoola gwe who has just joined us. Yes, omukyala atubuliddeko olugendo lwe era tulubega mpola mpola paka wetulunyonyoka. Obangaina njagala tusoke tukwateko oluyimbo. Yes, ogambye Babe Muchibi balikoseza muzanyo, and now people came to know, like to hear of it and appreciate.
That's what I believe, and a part of okumanyi kwa amangu because of baluteka mu muzanyo, abalulabako mu muzanyo bagenda duulira nga recorded ng'already really familiar. And of course, for those abasoga abagwere bani bonna abamanyi olulimi, that was really soft landing. They were too happy. But the instrumentation also was really good because try recording in London, and the first time we listened to it properly, try to shooting a video, and everybody like, bane muliro oluyimba. So when you're recording and mixing and everything, you might not get the full impact of the song. And of course, never producers eventually never got Okuyimba and recording. It came out really well.
Wow. In your performance you were in London performing Obangaina. I think that's the official video.
Yeah, that is the official video. Yeah, yes.
Okay. Audience you traveled to London specifically for the performance?
Yeah, we used to travel every year. We started in 1991. Buli mwaka nga promoter batwali Bungereza. Another year tugenda in Sweden. And then eventually over the years tugenda US, tugenda Canada, tugenda British. So South Africa. Over the years we travel every year. So the performances there baba ninyonta nyingi for their own. Our shows are really, really successful in London, always. So so they keep making requests, they do what. So the performances are really fun.
Royalties?
Well, I can't say because system ya fetena terera. You're collecting up royalties for artists. At one time, UPRS used to call us at the time when it was hitting, there was no plan at all where you can collect royalties. Ngao Africa kusasula yesente for having put a song on the album. And up to now, I cannot say that in a system amuyimbi jasobola ofuna wafiye mukyakola. Kuba nafuna koko nga bampitako ne bampayo ku ssente z'oluyimba olwo tono and obuzibu tusinga okuba nabwo nti abantu tebamanyi nti okozesa ekintu kya munno kye yayiiya. That's piracy.
Of course.
Kati oba olina okusasula ensi zonna eziorganized waliwo monitoring system nti Africa oluyimba lwa Africa oluyimba lwa Racheal olukubye emirundi 10 ezo sente ziba ziyingira every time oluyimba bwe lukuba wano nammwe temwagala tusasula. TV stations don't want to pay for use of people's work. Radio stations kuba kiri supposed kubeera automatic nti esente ziba ziyingira ez'okusasula ba artists abayiiya kiri supposed kubeera automatic. Wano monitoring system yetu tujirina yet. So abaana bangi bakola ennyimba zaabwe basinga kufunira ku miryango si mu royalties. So nga royalties zeze sente za buli lunaku every time they play your song money is supposed to go for you in the coffers. Then collecting society nekusasula bwekito bwe kirina okutambula. Okirira emmanga mu kibuga abantu ba recordinga CDs buli lunaku ne batunda bo nga gwe nnyini work tofunye returns. Kyeva olaba nti in America, in Nigeria abayimbi bagula nnyo because the systems are there. The systems are there. Oluyimba lutunda ennyo omuntu ku buli radio ng'erukuba buli restaurant erukuba royalties zisasulwa. So abantu abatasasula kukozesa music waba artist baba batubba kiringa kugenda mu nnimiro ya munoke n'olutwaleeka eye obye even art bweri bwotwala ekifaananyi kya muno bakisiize gwe n'okikuba ekifaananyi n'ogera n'okiframinga n'otambula ku makubo ng'otunda. That is theft. You're stealing somebody's royalties for the work. Bw'okwata ekitabo kya muno kye yawandiika n'otwala ku photocopia n'okubamu ebitabo 2 n'otwala mu ssomero lyo n'osomesa abaana bo oli omuwandiisi omubbi because you're supposed to be buli kitabo kye alina okuba nga alina sente zaafunako for having written that book. So bwe buzibu bwe tulina mu art e Uganda naye tugezaako tukoledde wamu associations mu Uganda right now aba artist bakiyize era tupushinga for the copyright law tenayisibwa nenga ne copyright law ne bweyita nga tetulina monitoring system kiba kitumenyedde bwereere but one step at a time.
Yes. The Mighty Africa Band is the oldest live performing band. 50
years next year.
Jesus Christ. Naye okuva mwatandikira olugendo lwonna paka kati ne musigala nga muli kimu. It is not that easy. Only performing bands and along the way bintu nebigaana because obutakwatagana bubaawo entalo politics and all but ne musigala nga mwekuumye nti muli kimu. Mukikola mutya? Tugutunulira nga mulimu tuguwa ekitiibwa kuba mulimu mu mulimu gwonna kagube wano. If you don't respect your job and you care, you're not going to work here. Of course. So work ethic eyambye Afrigo to stay for now it will be 50 next year. Nze mbadde nabo emyaka 33. Were you born? By that time? Not.
Okay. I knew it. So it's work ethic and ekyo ekintu singa ensi yonna ekikopa that woba okola give it your all. Olina okwagala ekikuwa. We love music era atuddiza mu income atuddiza mu mukwano gw'abalabi. We have friends. I walk on the street, I'm like, hey, Obangaina. I greet like all day. And I'm so blessed by that because I used to actually ngambuza, do I know you? And then I realized that they see us on screen. We are in their living rooms every day. We are in their in their radios, they hear us. So you build a relationship even if temulabagana maaso ku maaso. So we get that return. Ebintu bingi bye tutuukako ebirungi tubifuna kubanga omuntu adda akulaba ng'omuweereza. That's a return. Nange nayingira obululu. One of the biggest returns I have was name recognition. So nayingira mu kalulu nga teyabuuza nti Racheal Magoola yaani. Yes, ayinza okuba teyanda yayita we've never met one on one. Naye nga they know of me. That's a return. So I approach my voters, I approach my team from a point of we know each other, even if we didn't know each other before. But that is a gift that music has given me.
Wow. Okay. One of my band, the reason why I'm concentrating so much, because I mean, you've been there for 33 years, really. And when you're in such an environment, things change, technology achuka, trends change. Mwasuze Mutya to catch up with the trends or keeping authentic.
It's a great question. Yeah. And I think that trends only help you to tighten what you do, to become better at what you do. Because now together with technology, together digital, so you have to be on digital platforms. You have to be on social media. We are learning slowly. Yes. But I think the biggest gift Afrigo has, authenticity yabwe yasigala nga yo. When we are creating a song, when we come from the point of who are we, and we stick to who we are.
Stay true to yourself.
We have stuck true to ourselves, and that has given us the uniqueness to weather the storms of the industry. Because not every day ebintu birungi nnyo.
Right.
Ensi bwetyo mulimu ebiseera ebirungi, mulimu ebiseera ebiri low. But when you stick to who you are, you weather those storms and you succeed. I mean, right now, Afrigo yeyo kayinza okuteekawo esho buli lunaku abantu ne bajja, and it's always different people. Ngai kangendeko mu kikadde. You know, when they're 12, when they're 15, abiziko abakadde 19, okay, kangendeko. When they're 25, mom loves your music so much. And now they are also attending every day. So we have played for about 3 generations, and that chakatonda.
Music oyo bamuzanya oli mutuufu ogamba nti ne bana abana abato bali Gen Zs and they enjoy the music and it doesn't matter. Tewali awo katendeka myaka nti ono wabano. That is remarkable. Yeah,
because it comes from, we tell our story, who we are, and that's how we present it. And that should be the same for any artist. You can never be anything but yourself. So if yourself, then you succeed, you stand out. I've always listened to this young lady. There's a new lady, Okuyimba. I'm forgetting the name of the lady. Oh God, I love her music. Ntate.
Oh, Gabi Ntate.
When you listen to Ntate, she doesn't sound like anybody, right? And overnight, she's playing the whole country. And before, songs that are slow and mellow is not what you'd think would sell.
Yeah.
She stood out and stuck to her guns. And she's going to go places because of that. Originality yomuntu nosigala true to yourself. Enyimba ze wazulira ziri so technical nga tosuubira nti bajja kubeera babeera bazuulirize. Bana efe natubeera ne, you know. So I love that level of authenticity. It keeps you going for years to come.
It does.
So that's what Afrigo is. Authenticity, stick to your guns. Hey, byachikadde emyaka 3 ngo yagambye byachikadde. Yali kufula zina amazina okufa.
Of course chikwata buli myaka, and we are glad that mutaddewo eyo quality eyo whereby everyone can enjoy the music.
And it takes hard work. And like I said, work ethic, hard work, attention to detail. Kutoza mujja kikubo okitte oyitewo. Okuba emyaka 2 n'obula. Or you end up following others. Or you end up, you know, you can't give less and expect more. It doesn't work like that. If you're a teacher and you don't teach your students, and then you expect to be recognized when your students are performing poorly, it returns to you. Omusomesa omulungi amyaka 3 later abana baba mujjukira nti bana egundi yansomesa oluzungu bannange. They may not reward them as such, but reward comes from the satisfaction in your spirit that you did the right thing when you are needed to do the right thing. So that's really it.
The fact that Okuyimba demo Okuyimba.
I was really excited, and he got me new fans. I was chief guest at SOS World Children's Day, Kachiri somewhere. It was World Children Day or Africa Day, something like that, but for children. And so I was chief guest there, and they invited me to say something, and therefore they played the song. And of course the children do no clue who I was. So they asked them, "Mumanya yimbolo yimbolo." Waking Benda!
Oh.
The whole like 300 kids. And I was so amused. They had no clue who I was. All they knew was Waking Benda, Obangaina. So there is a new generation of children who are singing Obangaina, Obangaina. They don't know the old version. They don't. But when the old version plays, they'll be screaming. Because sometimes they don't even know the difference. So we ching-chinged, and he brought it to me when he finished. I was like, I'll tell you, and the rest is history.
Do you love it?
I do, actually. I do. Okay. Some people are like, you know, you're favorite, but everybody has to stand out in their own. He was not supposed to sound like me. No. So he did his thing.
Okay. Abaana abapya abo oyogedde ku Gabi Ntaate, waliwo Bakaro Nantongo, waliwo abaana abamanyi eddoboozi nga basobola live band really. Mugezezaako kuba embracing and ne take a part of the band in some way in creating the music, performing.
Mostly it's the Afrigo Live gye tukola mu Governor. We usually play with a different young person every time. So that's one way of interacting. Many come to Afrigo for any particular reason. They talk to Moses. But I can't say that we are sitting down to teach anyone. A lot of people are creating their own paths, but remembering at the back of their minds who they're mirroring, who they are role modeling with. So that is really cool. Many people say, Nyimba Chizo, Afrigo. Many will give Afrigo as the example of why they are, or why they're doing something. And Afrigo have a plan to do a music school. And I think that's that time when there will be sit-downs and lessons and things. But I mean, Moses has played with many young people, saxophone, they come to him for learning, but the direct engagement that we are teaching, not really, except in school, of course, when I go to teach. That's different. It's a classroom. That's my other job that I do, which I've not done lately because politics, school, music is too much. I can't be the teacher who's around. So, but I oversee the school. In Balaba, we talk to the kids, and right now we have a whole lot of teenage mothers we've taken back to school. And of course you have to mentor them, you have to talk to them, so we do those other roles, including what I've already mentioned to you.
Nenga bokubeera part of.
Not really. Because it's a business. You can't be, it's a job. We work every week, weddings, events. It's hard to say jump in and out. No, it's a job. I mean, somebody can't come to present here for trial. Kubanga, you're teaching somebody. Right? So we perform every week. It's a job. And they also perform every week. And when we meet and they have a song they know, people jump on stage sometimes, which we don't encourage much because practice. But we only perform together for a purpose or an event like that.
Okay. But band music, why ayimiridde right now in Uganda? Olowooza ayimiridde atya?
Akuze nnyo. Akuze, there are so many bands I'm hearing and they play well. I wish they would play more of their own music, and then the performers, but singers kati Kwatanga Bugay Ntongo, nowadays Ugandans are demanding tebakyagala nnyo CD. I think you've noticed that.
Yes.
And so artists have had to learn how to play live. So that has created the growth of bands zikuba ziwera kati. So muyinza okuba nga temubeera wamu pase session musicians are now many. I did Blankets and Wine with Michael Uma because Afrigo was busy. Even NAM conference, I did it with a woman's group because Afrigo had a wedding somewhere. So there's a growth of performers, live music. That's growth. I like that. And I just encourage everyone, you need to learn how to play an instrument, you need to learn how to sing with an instrument, because it's a skill as well. Waba yimbira ku CD buli lunaku bakuterako ebidongo yizo okuwunga n'otava mu kifo. You just freeze. That's the way it should be. Ekintu kya CD simanyi gye kyava. I was away for some years ngenda okudda. Omuntu ayingirawo nga CD kuba kuto muzindaala one akola ki. And it become a trend. And it's cheap. It's easy to do. To come with a CD
even less preparation
and sing over. Eventually it made sense to me because you spend like 7 million less in preparation.
Less preparation.
Easy, but easy doesn't do it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Easy doesn't do it.
Yeah.
Which you lose as a performer.
Okay. All right. At a generally music industry.
Industry ekuze nnyo. There are millions of singers and dancers and industry ekuze. The only downside ekuze invisibility here. What is happening to people's pockets?
Auntie.
Because we do not have a proper monitoring system, people do not earn from their work the way they should. So akatala bwekaba kaaka or you're on every kivulu baba kubukinga bwekazikira, what happens to you when the radio stations are not paying you when they play your music? So depending on the promoter paying you and you can't sustain yourself when you don't have work, that is a downside of the industry. So we need to get this in line. That's why we started the Parliamentary Forum for the Creative Economy. That through Parliament tukyusa amateeka agateekebwawo edda naye kati tegakyakola kuyamba nkula ya the creative space. Agamu gali prohibitive, tegakkiriza abantu ku functioninga bulungi for the ecosystem ya art teriiwo. Eriwo pangisa gundi nkoze bwenti, but where the systems that support abayimbi, abawandisi b'ebitabo, fashion, film, all that. So we need to build that system, and that is our agenda in the Parliamentary Forum for the Creative Economy. Within this month, we have secured ICR facility from the British Council, funded by IGZ, European Union, where we are going to sit together and work through the draft culture policy, so that we put policies in place that support the growth of the creative arts. So that's what we are doing in Parliament with my colleagues, and with, of course, we work with the Ministry of Gender and all these. We need a Ministry of Culture. We do. We don't have. We're a small desk in the Ministry of Gender. And we have bits of us in Ministry of Justice, and bits of us in ICT and Information, bits of us in Trade and Industry. It can't work like that. So we need to see how do we collectively, to take out one house. Then tuba tufuna ne budget line erabirira the different sectors of the industry.
Olowooza zino music ozogeddekoko music associations zino as part of the growth of music in Uganda. Olowooza zirina kye zikozeewo gatake tafaali?
A lot of people, abantu bangi abali mu kintu kino okugezaako okutereeza embeera engeri art gya governing bwamu. UMA, Uganda Music Association, there is National Culture Forum, there is film, Uganda Film something, Uganda Reproductive Rights, there's so many. So abantu balaniso kitegeera nti we need to organize, and efforts ziri buli wamu. Federation, Uganda Music Federation. So there are many. Buli omu gyali ayize nti bwe tuta organizing tetujja kufuna kye twagala for us and for the future generations.
Okay. Well, oyogedde ku busomesa nenga abantu ndozole tetwakimanyi.
No, bakimanyi. Badde musomesa emyaka gyonna.
Okay.
That's that's my first job, teacher, and I did well.
Bitambula bitya byokusomesa.
Anti kati ngawe nagaye nti nabiteeka hold to be active in the classroom because of all these other responsibilities. Kati mba siba effective ng'omusomesa kugamba nti njagenda ngayo nsomese mba nimba. There's no continuity. But I taught for many years. Nasomese Namasagali, gye nasooka bwenava mu diploma nagenda Namasagali nensomesa for some years. Nenvaayo nenkyusa nengenda mu teacher education, Kaliro Teachers Primary Teachers College, nensomesa English and Music. Nenvaayo awe nayingirira Chambogo University okola bachelor secondary education. Now cutting music dance picking up really. Then when we travel atoli kumusala gwa government atona wozote wa headmaster tingana kubula emyeze ebiri. That became complicated. I started scaling down kusomesa. Naye my mom yatandikawo esomero eyiganga. So there I had more freedom to move and be there and move and support her there and move. So that's how I eventually like almost phased out. But I'm a teacher still.
Okay.
Because through music you teach.
Yes. Okay. Wayogedeka kaseera n'ogamba nti wafuluma mukko mu Uganda n'ogendako UK. Wagenda kola ki?
Oh, natuka ekiseera.
For how long?
Yeah, natuka ekiseera nga I feel like that so ningenda nasoka US and I tried to market my music there.
Okay.
It was really hard. Systems there is tambula bulala, so to break through is not easy. Naye waliwo mikwano jange bampereza article nga some professor, an American professor, had written about Ugandan music. Na tujerega bubi nnyo nga gamba ebyowulira abiyimba byefaananiriza Jamaica baba bamwanyimba kisijja zoogera. So ekirungi email ye yaliko nemweza music nemweza email nemuga nti olowooza nti the totality of Ugandan music byeyogeddeko, you have no clue about Uganda. Naga nti change my story. What do you have? Nemweleza music wa Afrigo yenna. That night we were on phone, the next day we were on radio, the next day he was listening to all this music and connecting me to the UK. And from then on, I have an arrangement with ARC Music in London, which distributes my music all over the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tuketumulimu katono tukomao katona tukomao tugenda kuba tutunulira olugendo lwa Racheal Magoola in politics and also toyongere mu music. Tumulamu katono tova.
Nedabada.
Ina kumgato.
Amuka ekonkoke ya unamuka. Olona luteso runyumidate. You bring back such beautiful memories.
Very beautiful memories. I think those are that's one of the beautiful things. Ngabo you get on a break. We were introducing it to a Frigo band diversity in Nimi's Angel. Oh, you get a Nimi maker. Honorable.
You'll be surprised. Mzimanyi katono. But nziyimba. Fukati luno oluteso do nalulira ku tape somewhere. And I thought, wow, that is unique. And I took it to Moses, and Moses, listen to this song. And at the time, if I tried to make a folk song, Limba Abateso, ne tululirisa, Anito said, friend of mine now, and Kebigambo, Nembiga. So I can't really speak Ateso. And I remember people's faces the first time we played it in Soroti. See, I good dalo. And then, of course, I had all these people coming at me. Like, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yalama. And then I realized I can't speak the language. It was so disappointing.
Yeah.
How do you even do that?
Yeah.
So we learned rote method, and then I mean, that's why we sing French. Yeah. We sing Congolese. Yeah. We sing Rwandese. We sing all kinds of languages, not because you can speak them, but you learn. Yeah. And that, in the chava, the fact into abazade batambulanga nnyo. Twali Bugisu. I've written songs in Lugisu. But I first wrote the story in English, netula no Mugisu, netuludamu, then netula mu studio nanga, intonation in chamu. That's why when you hear it, oiza no butamanya nti simu teso, simu gisu. si mukiga. We sit down and look at the authenticity.
Yes.
No jiga intonation entuufu omuntu walwera nga Luganda lero kyanje no lukanemye okwogera obulungi to internet. I came to Kampala nga sogera Luganda.
Luganda lulingo olusoga nengo olusoga.
Anti intonation kati nga wenjogera nga bafa. Ew, they used to tease me a lot. Yeah. And that's why nga lusogera because I used to make them laugh nga njogera olusoga nga taddemu ki or nyogera Luganda nga taddemu intonation y'olusoga. N'ekigambo kyennyini nyizo kikubawo nga ndidi nti ndikwogera Luganda aye nga ndogera Lusoga, you know. Yes. So that was funny. So I don't speak many languages, but I understand a little bit of Chigishu because we grew up there. I can Teso, I can greet, I can Luganda. I now totally understand Luganda dumanyi bulungi, and I mean Lusoga of course, Luzungu, Swahili katonotono. Wentyo nimi ntono ze njogera really comfortably. No. Okay. Ndidi Lusoga na Lugwere.
Aha, Lusoga na Lugwere. Yes. I think chikulu nnyo muyimbi okubanga you can newo batomanyi lulimi ngosolo olukututegeera n'oluyimba. Chikuwa versatility in creating, because olulimi lwote luzitoa you learn and then knowing you can adapt easily to different languages. No kuyiyo kuko improving because you get all these ideas and sounds from different languages. So okay, yeah. Oyina Akayimba from your albums and all, that song has a beautiful story. I'm connected to it in a different way, in a special way. Whoa, Okuyimba is about getting involved in relationships when you're too young. And the story, my mother used to tell me, don't tiweyuna masano olibisanga. That resonates a lot with what happens in our country, that a lot of young people, before they are ready, they are 12, they are 15, they want to go out to dance in clubs. That's too much. You're hiring, and every time we're papa, you get the price of trying to be an adult when you are not. Yeah. You pay a price. That's why now we have so many teenage mothers in the country. We have so many failed lives because we tried to be what we are not ready to be. So I used to say bakulimba, n'obugambo obuwooma obujjudde mpeo. That's what that song says. And bakulimba n'obugambo obuwooma obwidwire empewo takusigula iwe akuzaanisa oyo n'obugambo obuwooma obwidwire empewo. So wow, beautiful. Honorable, waliwo ebintu byolaba mu society ebikwetoolodde, walaba social injustices, waliwo ebintu byosobola okozesa eddoboozi oba music to address n'obyaddressinga, waliwo ennyimba bwezityo? Yeah, I did a song about smoking with the country-wide organization nga to no smoke, nga tugezanga abantu muleke kunywa sigala. It's very dangerous for your health. And that was the campaign when they were stopping smoking in public places. Okwawula kubanga ne bwoba tonwa sigala, if you inhale it, you get the same effect no nali kunwa sigala. I've done sickle cell. I've done songs on sickle cell. And because it's very prevalent in Uganda, abantu bamanyi what it's about. Era omuntu balowooza omwana alwadde nnyo bamuloga. These misconceptions. I did that with the Sickle Cell Foundation of Uganda. I've done songs on HIV. I've done songs on wow, let me try to remember. Nja kujjukira tugenda tugira tutambula. Yes, yeah. But I'm glad that you've used your music to at least address those issues. You have to, because the microphone is a powerful tool to change mindsets, to learn things. People inadvertently learn things through music. They tell stories through music. They talk about their pain through music. And I know that nsisinkanya omuntu n'akaaba. Oh my God, what have I done now? Naka, mama wange yali Margaret.
But not because she's saying to Obangaina, nanga mama wange yagala oluyimba olwange. Nakabya noddamu kusirisa. You know, that's profound.
Yeah, it is.
It is profound. And kati waliwo omwami jobless yampandikira oluyimba Mugati bwa butter. And it tells about luwulirira. But I used it as my campaign song. Yeah, I'm telling you, if you don't do this, this won't happen. If you don't do this, this won't happen. So, so in the song, I'm telling this woman, a relationship can't work if that's how you behave.
Oh, yamuleetera okuge.
Omwami yali agenda mpisa zoono.
Anti, agenda ninga bannange.
Kati ne mu bululu, if you're a leader, if you don't serve the way a marriage is, people will not vote for you again. Because you need to bufumbo, being a leader and your electorate, bulinga bufumbo. You have to serve the community. Bw'osaba omwami olina okuweereza abantu from the way byewagamba nti ojja kola bituukirize, because you're giving hope to people who look up to you as a leader nti era maama ajja kukola kino. Jo twawadde bugweri nga tutambula mu nguudo. I'm the chairperson of the district roads committee, and I had to check what the engineers are doing, and I was like, you people, you poured Maram in the middle of the road for the last 2 months. Kakati abantu bayitawa. And in no time, a community had gathered and were like, Mama tubona abantu basobola kutuuka gye tuli. Eddwaliro liri wali abantu basobola kuyitawo. And when I left, everybody was like, Mama webale kujja webale. We have not yet sorted the problem, but they were clapping and, you know. So leadership is about giving direction to people, them hope that things will actually happen for them.
Exactly. Okay. Abantu bebugweri eyo webale kubasaabinga bulungi nnyo. And waliwo issues z'olabanga okusingibwa nga tetunagenda ku projects z'okoze. Yeah.
Bugweri, there's a lot of poverty, and it's not Bugweri alone. It's an issue that the president has tried to address in terms of coming up with social inclusion programs, in a parish development model, yoga for different sectors, the SAGE program where they give old people some money to survive on. But we have a lot of work to do to change the lives of people, to even understand PDM yachi era ngikozesa ntya, because manyi abantu abatwala PDM nagula omufaliso kuba that's the want, but what's the need? So that mindset change where people need to understand why these programs are there and to bazikozese mu ngeri ebagasa ogwo mulimu gw'amaani ino. And then ekintu kye ndibona mu communities, the value system tulina ogirwanisa value system. Everybody abantu I don't know mulusoga value niki ni mu Luganda value obuwangwa value system empisa omuntu bulamu kine bye mu Luganda ni mulusoga kimbuzeeko aye ndikyogera mu Luzungu value system where people put value to each value in life. The value of empathy, okulumirirwa munno, value of timekeeping, okufaayo okola emirimu mu budde, value of giving cleanliness is a value, being ethical, okufaayo okulaba nti okola ekintu mu butuufu bwakyo, buwangwa bwaffe edda twakula ng'omuntu akoba ati muno oli kwekole ayo gyaswala, oli mwana wa muntu bakubona batya ng'okola ki Now, because of that, the breakdown of the value system, tulikwagana mu byalo ng'omuntu atola ye sente eda okola enguudo yadikuba mu nsawo. Corruption, omuntu yabanga alina sente obulezi bw'eddwaliro yabubedda yabutwala mu private clinic ye. So omuna Uganda yatuka mu ddwaliro nga muzira bulezi. ebyo bintu tulina obirwanisa okubona nti bene na bene ife government because the government is the people and ife nifo tukola government ife abantu n'omuntu wa buliddo bw'ofaayo okubona nti oluguudo no tibalukoze bulungi wakubira omukulembeze eriyo omusaadde eyo bulyansime. Oh my God, he calls me, mama ebigoma mutari mu bikaire. He's constantly that's a leader at his level mu kyalo afaayo okuba ati mama wano tubayiyewo itaka wazira kintu. He's monitoring from his little house. That is leadership. So buli muntu oli mukulembeze woli in any particular situation.
Honorable, I think n'abo abantu ndoza ekyo kitu example gyogambye nti omuntu ali eri mukyalo nakubira kunaga nti bano bayiyewo ettaka balina kuyiwawo ttaka. I think ne community erina okubeera aware. Era Uganda eteekwa okwiramu omutima ogw'okufaayo ku kikuli okumpi. Obutafaayo buli tuleetera okuba obubi. Yes, government erima enguudo aye isubiri mera lyetya lyatukutuuka ku nnumba aye nga niwe otambulira ku luguudo olwo okujja ewuwo omusota bwe gukuluma wakooti government yetuyambe. Being part of the solution, don't be part of the problem. Ekintu ekyo kidda kutuyamba ino okufaayo nti yes oluguudo lukulimwa aye bakwe tutabitawo paka we banaakala. For instance, nja naasima amaadi nga tukolagana ni Nile Humanitarian Agency to bring water to the community. Mwaoka nti Nile contain mugisibe week said ibiri sementi ageme. Bafundi bajvao bati baba bakali kubulirayo omuntu yedde yasunde Nile contonge kali geme. In 2 weeks, mama Nile conto yamenike. Yeah.
Really?
Because you know kintu kyaffe kikulakulanya ffenna
kiyamba twena
tukikwate bulungi.
Exactly.
Okay. How projects zemuko honorable.
Bino mwabito awo aba nurses and midwives association baida ebugweri batuwa kitamba ba midwives. Okay. Okuzaala, receive the baby, weigh the baby, remove the mucus. Those are the boxes. Those boxes are really expensive. Buli box yobona erimu ebintu ya milioni 15.
Wow.
So baida ingamno mu Kampala na bawaira ekirevugweri baida. That's what we were doing. We were awo in Donai Koto tuli kusima. We have twakasima about 141. Okay. Abakulu abo ba Nile Humanitarian Agency baida tusima Nile Conto twadita mu before okuyamba abantu okunwa amadi amalungi. So that is, we've done so much of that. Wano a wheelchair for Francis, Pastor Francis banange yatugemera ku no your Pastor Kaziba twali dudi. We got 200 wheelchairs. And my heart has never broken like it did that day. Abakazi babona n'abaana abaana bali ku disabilities. Wano twali tuligaba bugaali bwa NRM ba chairpersons obugaali bwa NRM twali tulibugaba. Aye bana nga oli bono mzee yafuna stroke and he couldn't leave the house. Bambi yafuna kagaali yako namwagana ku olundi and he yansabira ati eno duwa yo nalitiziika n'okujja okweyamba abantu alabutwale nga nswala mu maiso g'abaana. So the future was like changing his life. Nafuna ka video of a child who yampereza ka video yebaza. That's Francis, that's Pastor Francis n'abatuwa obugaali obwo twabugabira abantu. It was, you know, I've saw disability in one day that I left shocked. And mostly the women are the ones who suffer with this. Because this gentleman in the middle there, Golibona, he was abandoned by his whole family. He's about 25 years old, but he had been abandoned. Ngali yenka, ngayekulula muitaka, mamadi wegagwa, he has to pull himself through mud to go to the bathroom to do anything. There's so much suffering in the villages. It's shocking. It is shocking. And that's why for me, every time who is this? Oh, here I was chief guest at a school. That is Mrs. What's the school in Bunamwaya? Muchala omuyimbi omukukutivu ennyo. I've forgotten the name. They invited me to be chief guest at that school, and we had a really good talk about the arts and why the children. Oh, here, where is that? You guys have sussed me, I have no clue. But who are these ones? It was a project where I was chief guest still. I was giving talks to young people about sexual reproductive health. That's what that's my Women's Day in Bugweri. That's one of my schools. And I was dancing with the students. I love that. I love that. Yes, that's also this is Haba na Haba. Haba na Haba support people to create food banks in communities, so that if you know that there's a family or an old woman who has nothing, so they came to Bugweri, and we are teaching people to do that. Sometimes you have more in your house than you need, so whatever you have extra, we take it out and give it to those people who have nothing. What's that word?
That's amazing.
I can't see the word. I can't remember where I was pausing. This is the Parliamentary Forum Symposiums. We hold the symposium every year on the 1st and 2nd of February, and we bring artists together to talk through the issues that are affecting the industry. So we talk to the artists, we discuss the issues, and then we take the issues back to Parliament with our team, and we start looking through what can we do, what is achievable at this point. So that's why we hold those symposiums. I think those are Japanese ambassador or something. And they joined us on that day. That is out. That's the Agriculture Committee. I work on the Agriculture Committee. We were in, that must be the Diary Development Authority in Katakwi. That's where we were. Oh my God, I cannot even believe the pictures you have. I don't have them.
That's why I was saying.
Oh my goodness!
But that's great work we're doing in the district.
I've been blessed in many ways. I'm third generation member of Parliament. My grandfather was in Parliament in 1945. My mother was in Parliament in 2001. I have joined Parliament in 2021. That's God's blessing right there. So everything I do, I'm like, thank you. Who am I?
Oyina otya okubanga nti oyina obulamu bw'okyusizza mu district y'e Bugweri?
Mpulira ntya? It's work in progress. It's work in progress. We've taken teenage mothers back to school. And in one term, 3 of them had run away and gone back. And then they will call again, Mama, yanimbi ate, the same boy. Nekati yamulaba afunye kungoye nungi, ayambadde socks zikoma muno, she's clean, baby is looking good. Now he was back. And Bambi, they are young, they are teenagers. They don't know that to succeed is every day, every hour of successful minutes and seconds and hours. And that adds to successful life. You have to make sure, because it's the process. Execute, 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 you get success. But when you think you want the success without executing what you have to do to get there, you're wasting your time.
Honorable Walinga Ogabo Bugari wa Iwaka eri Bugweri Ogame, those events wavayonga ulira uli heavy hearted uliranga chikutte nakwando naye okusigalanga ogamba nti anedda nina okulawo ekyenjawulo mu district oyita mu buzibu challenges ezo wezityo?
I mean the challenges are mostly resources. To support so many people needs a lot of resources. And I've learned to use partnerships. I don't have this, I run to so and so who has it. Can you help me with that? Okay, I'll bring the wheelchairs, bring the transport. We put our arms together, we do that. The boreholes, we are going to launch a borehole, organize the community to be there and make sure that our guests who have donated know that this is the community that we are giving boreholes. you know, it's collective. You need to work with people. And a lot of what people think are successes, they are successes because I collaborate with different kinds of people to support what the work I'm trying to do. I don't do it alone. I work with Chikulu Foundation. We have put children through school, and the eldest girl is now in senior 5. We started in nursery with this girl. This is way before I ever thought of being a politician. Oh, a lot of children are now in senior 1, 2, 3. There's some in nursery. Edioke baito Obangaina ka sweetheart mama yafa nga muzala. She bled out because there was no transport to take her to a hospital, and I was buying myself a car. I said, give me something else which fits a bed. How can somebody die in the village on a border? Of course, when you shake like that, a woman who is bleeding, she bled out. And that's my child right now. She's now in top class. Oh, I've raised her. Now I've just put her in boarding school. And then I go to home sometimes in funerals. There's a family, I've taken 5 children, all of them. I put them in a school near home, buy whatever they need. And almost every sub-county in Bugweri has got children that I'm supporting in the schools nearby. I pay their school fees, uniform, all that. I collaborated with another organization, and they've built houses for the vulnerable, widows especially. And there's a gentleman who was disabled, can't work, and the wife left him with 4 boys. We've put all the boys in boarding school now. And so, a lot of, like I said, it's collaborating. Some you pay yourself, some you get friends to support. And during 2 years ago, we did a lot of giving women mama kits, because they're expensive for a woman in the village. They're 20,000, they can't afford it. So we gave out a lot, and we are now in the process of making more that we can distribute to women at health centers and all that. So, well, that's why I call myself Mugati Gwabata superpower.
I know.
My team always they laugh at me and said, I have that superpower.
I know.
Yeah.
To blame Katono Honorable.
Okay.
Yes, but to come out to know going on Muchala, Mubio Fuzi, Wambio Kulembeze. Of course, Wabida Oko challenges, Wabida Oko ne points as Ukuobuvum. Okay.
That's a beautiful song. That's my Jobless did a great job.
Yeah.
That was the first song somebody was writing for me. As I write my own music. He wrote that song na fenseko. Chindazi chinywezi tota chindazi tochita.
Chindazi ng'omusajja oyo gwate.
Munyweze tosagira mu.
Chindazi ngejala kulumya.
Ngejala yakulumya.
Chavugaga kiri awo.
I know.
Inspiration behind that song.
That song is really a song about marriage. Nti wafuna omwami omukwata omulabirira bulungi, because that's how it works. And that's what I used as my campaign song. Oh yeah, it was my campaign song.
I see your magic.
So the people got Gwabata. Didn't doze yo gumyamaka. I'm slow but sure. Muchine chintundi superpower. I know, but it works well for weddings, by the way, as well. People love it. Nice. We sing it a lot at weddings.
Wow. Okay. Well, why now? Why we get to go teenage pregnancies? So, to get engaged, Josie addressing naturally mukola about it.
Well, first of all, I had to identify where are they, where do I find them, and I was shocked to find at least 4,000 in my district alone. And so I started approaching my friends. I was like, this is a disaster. Because if I have 4,000 teenage mothers, that's 4,000, 8,000 vulnerable people. The young mothers and the babies. Because the mothers can't look after them.
Of course.
They have no resources. And so we started a program which we call the Teenage Mothers Alliance, where we want to make it a process to take them back to school. Because that's what they told me. They said, Mama, yeah, Nimba, he doesn't like me anymore. And I'm like, okay, let's see what we can do. And so we have started Tuwaizayo Kwisomero, Senior 1. kwa basinga ndaba difunia mu covid yawo yeah so twabayize mwezi 1 we had to because the curriculum has changed nearly mu senior 3 aina kuirayo because it's a new curriculum and bali kusoma. It's a pity I didn't get any pictures.
It's all right, yes.
Yeah, and so they are beautiful. We have taken them on. Okay. We have brought the babies as well because we did not want for the child to say, I want to go home, my baby's sick. They are there with them. We have a nanny, and that's what we are trying to do. So one starfish at a time. What we'll be every year we'll be recruiting some more and see how much we can touch in the lives of those kids and their families and their children's lives.
Okay. All right. Olugendo lwa leadership, your political journey. Wagambye nti in 2016 wasooka ne bakuba akalulu. Nesimbawo
ne bankuba kubanga nali sikamanyi. It's after I won then I realized what a waste of time.
So busy nakola.
Oh my God. We don't know. We just go. I joined because I was frustrated about when my mom was in parliament. Some lady came. She did. They remember her up to today. There's vegetables after her name. You know, she did a good job. My mom did. Bless her. So, omukyala najja nalimbalimba abantu awo ate bana abalonzi mwegendereza abalimbi. Omuntu mutunuulire gyavudde biki byakoze kyekiraga kyasobola okukola. We keep saying nti akaliba akendo kabonera kuki kumukonda abantu baidaba iberaga bino omwana yanvumye gunabe kumukolo nga ali kwenda bululu yaida yafukamirawo yayogera ebigambo nalingana kantu obona ani yamuzaala. How do you go into an event werega kumukazi nganze nga you're just a baby? Yanerega ku bantu anabazaire abali kuzaala abaana bafanana batyo bali kusomesa ki abaana. You don't disrespect somebody kuba oli kwenda kyalina. Olina okuida, you talk about what you stand for, not what you stand against. That's what destroying our politics. Idolage kyosobola ayikuba bazira kyebasobola kulaga kyebasobola balina kuba nti era oyo Obangaina era akodi yakoze ati ambulance tukodi twaida kufwa ayenda bafu kubaziika mbatu wakabunga emirambo jirya. You know, I'm like, are you mad? Ayenda kutuziika the food at funerals is a contribution to the cost sediri mu makasaawe eyo abantu babayire bayidye bangi oba n'obuzibu okuliisa abantu. That's why I support with food. And then somebody who's nobody but God's child anyway will come and say, hey, they give you posho. Me, I give you seeds. You want people to leave the funeral to go and dig? Right. They've come to commiserate. No, muntu we wafiriro muntu we. So I just appeal to people. I'm coming back 2026 because the projects have started. Take time to thaw and take off. I need to still continue to work. And I've done what I've done out of the purity and of giving back to my community because my community has given me. And that's why I'm in politics. When my mom was in parliament, I hated politics. I said, but I came because I realized that when you're seeing a chintu chiri kujabulungi, okakatibwaku, to do your part. Don't sit and complain. Don't sit and abuse leaders. Get up and do something positive. Like I said before, be part of the solution. So all the things I'm doing, I do them because I want to see a change in my society. And that I'm determined to do.
Okay. What you making it clear to Okomao?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okomao, abagweri, nchetago we need each other okuzimba society waffe okuva weri tujje kwemberi kye twetaaga obukulembeze obuli kufaayo tugemaganire ku tubone nti bugweri efuuka ekyalo kye twenda okutyamamu kuba bwe kitabanga titwenda kutyamamu tunajaawa n'ekyalo kyaffe. Same thing in Uganda yona abantu balonda abakulembeze ababalaga direction tikuba wudisa kubalimba kubasibisa ebintu tinebyo no tulingire Uganda tugirwanirire nga tulini tukulwanirira nsi yaife.
Okay, message ki gy'olina kwabo abaana abato abagala okugenda into politics naddala abakyala because abakyala batya nnyo obuvunaanyizibwa batya nnyo leadership okubeera ku front line nogamba nti when I see something wrong ongoba ogambye I want to be part of the solution.
Yes, I just appeal to people out there. Abantu abangi bato bangi bali kwenda obukulembeze n'abatali bato ino bona bali kwenda obukulembeze iddango olina omutima nga guli gano ti wano. Because our value system mu Uganda yononeeke kuba we put all the value on money. We have the values of empathy, we have the values of service, we have the values of service, we have values of keep time. Just keeping time is a value because money, time is money. All this, we have about 66 values, but in Uganda the value of everything has been put to the value of money. Yeah. And when you put everything to the value of money, you've lost direction. That's why we're struggling with corruption everywhere. Yeah. That's why we are struggling with doctors not being in health centers, because the value of the salary, yes, we need to pay doctors better. We need to pay, I mean, this whole science thing, I'm an artist, and when I see artist teachers being paid less than half of what their science counterparts are getting, that is not going to work at all. So the value of empathizing with everybody who goes to the same market to buy the same food, same price. How can somebody be earning 400% more than another who lives in the same economy? It just doesn't make sense to me at all. So we as government have to look at things with that perspective as well. And look at how do I feel is sitting in the same staff room, teaching the same hours and earning half of what others earn. Yeah. Being fair is a value. So in leadership, we also need to be fair when we make decisions about the country. Yeah, oh, well said.
How do you manage to stay relevant when our industry needs you both in music, in music, leadership, now we go
staying relevant is about being true to yourself, being true to what you believe in, being true to your kin. Your first priority is always your family. Be true to your family, because that's the last unit of any society. So if you're true to your family, you take care of your children, you take them to school because it's your responsibility. You'll work tooth and nail to dress and feed them well and house them and do your responsibility. The child also has responsibilities to their family. Be the child who helps sort the cleanliness of the home. The child who listens to their parents. That's your duty as a child.
Yes.
We all have a role to play in that cosmos of the family. And when you get outside that, you'll have the right values to deal with people you didn't grow up with.
Exactly.
Withdraw. As they say, every battle, you don't have to win every battle, but you can end up winning. Because you know there's go withdraw when you need to. When it's not going to work for me, step back. And I love this verse in the Bible, be still and know that I'm God. When things are not working, shut down and figure who you are, where you need to go. Fighting with people and shouting and thinking you're the best never solves anything. You know, so when everybody's up there, they can't, you can't have a solution.
Yes.
So we need that mindset to know our weaknesses and appreciate that I'm not good at that. So and so is better than me at that. So I'm going to talk to them to see how best can I learn from them. Yeah. But do you know what we Ugandans do? We fight those who we think are better than us. Yeah. Instead of trying to learn from them, tubachawa twakola fitina. But you mentioned something before we got on set. You know what you said to me? About bajja kuba bulungi. You remember?
Yes.
So don't let negativity, don't get swallowed by the negativity. that's how I remain relevant. I don't fight battles that are not mine. I do my own battles, because then I'll settle with whoever I'm battling with in the right way. And then we move on. I don't overindulge. I don't. I know that if I'm going to have some wine, 2 glasses, that's it. I do not say, oh, Mama Nyabo, tebe jude, can you chupa bidi, because it's there. No, you have to have rules on how you behave. So it's not, you just learn how to be the best person you can be. You're not always the best. I mean, there are people out there. Kalave, kakade. So what? I've made it here. Yeah. Maybe you'll never make it here. So you should be looking and saying, how has she done it?
Thank you.
You don't try to make my age an issue. I've made it here. Will you? So abazaire abali eyo abaana baimwe mubakomeku tuvaale bulungi. Tuvaale bulungi. Many times I look at people nga muzaire avaire ng'entumbugulu nido diriboneka. Bakoti bana tukuze mubwene mumini nga still young.
Yes.
It fitted me.
The little red dress.
The little dress. Oh. Today I can't wear it. Okuze. Obika bikaku. N'abaana bono kumanya nvala kiwear. I'm seeing people in nightclub dresses at graduations, at weddings. How do you even allow it? Hey, mulembe, no. Mulembe gulina occasions. Everything has got the right place, the right time. Yeah. So how do I stay relevant? That's what I do. I just be me and do what I can. I'm not the best. I know I've hurt some people. I know some people will be like, Kaboneke Panka, but I'm playing me. I'm not playing you. I can't.
Thank you. Yes. Or you get a feedback from the community, from Abalonzi, constituents, and all. Social media, in kyetukola kufe ng'abantu n'omuntu wa bulijjo nga newakwadde tuba tuli ku TV oba nga tuli mu bukulembeze oba nga you're in a powerful position. Social media has a way. It affects us. How has it affected you?
I try not to allow, I told you, I don't allow negativity to take away my peace. A lot of people are weak, very weak, cruel people. And we cruel people hide behind the screen and they write things. But when you talk to them face to face, they will even deny that they didn't. I didn't do it. Those are cowards.
They are.
And cowards trying to compare different families. Who are you?
Just to get to them.
Exactly.
It's a lot of energy.
There's so much energy. And guess what?
That energy and put it somewhere else constructive.
They become like that fig tree which Jesus cursed. Yeah. Because instead of doing things that are productive to their lives, they are busy trying to sneak into people's lives and making their lives their own. Because it makes them feel good about to themselves. Put somebody else down. Oh, nice. And that, I'm telling you, is the worst disease anyone can have. You can never be happy. Why are you living their life? Live yours. Get out. Go and do things. Social media is being misused. Social media and screens are being misused. We launched Safe Screens, Safe Kids with the Archbishop. And TV parents out there, what are you doing? Letting people, young people, watch things that are not age appropriate. Children are at home. Mwana mumuleke. Aliku TV all the way. Alabe in Nigeria, they are watching sex, they are watching pot drinking. The child, by the time they are even, they will be starting. Nanja kunywa sigara. Kuachira ku TV. Nanja njagala, you know. So we need to work on that as a community, to make sure that our children are consuming what is good. And kids have committed suicide over bullying, cyberbullying.
Yes, of course.
So when you ask me about social media, there are platforms I don't look at anymore because they spoil my peace and they are nothing.
Yeah. Atuwagambe, even you as the mighty Africa band, the trends are changing and all. And yes, now you have social media pages and all that.
I do have them. I do have them.
Yes, you do. Yeah,
I'm telling you, I was amused one day. I was with filmmakers, women in film, with the British Council.
Yes.
And then I was with this little girl who did Sanyu Kwagala. And then my sister, Namugenya, and my sister-in-law, Elena Nabuiso.
Oh,
and yeah.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey.
And two other filmmakers.
Yeah.
And we took this photograph and I put it on my, I think, X or something.
Yes.
By end of night, I had like 500 views. The power of social media. Oh my God. Everybody was on there.
Yeah.
I was so impressed. When you use it well, it is very important to use it because that's where the world is going. Everything has gone digital. So you need to learn how to work in the digital world.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean because you can type that you become the cockroach on there. I'm sorry, those are cockroaches. That's what I call them.
Hey.
Yeah.
Well said. I support. I concede. Okay. Twafuniyo comments on yes on our social media pages.
Tazimvumye.
Tetusobola bakia. Okay, eno kayizi tutayagamba yaganye Obangaina.
Thank you.
Then of course waliwo agambye nti her parents were also politicians mu myaka gyensanvu. And then James Kwetsa agamba she's a queen of live band. Check out her last performance at Comedy Store and believe what I'm proving. Yeah, but
nice.
Bagobera and they love what you've done in the music.
Thank you very much. Oh, Tata. Omanyi Tata waffe abasoga. Kyabazinga baba nkulamwisa. Waire nti ayimaye enfukamire. Ne mama waife ne bantu mutulamukize baba. Obusoga bulayire ng'oli mwiko kutusa emirimu kibomba gya kutaaku. Abasoga mwena atuwagira Bwakyabazinga bana kubanga obusoga butambulira ku Bwakyabazinga. Bw'ozira mukama wo nga baba owobuwangwa. Obozira yoli kujja. So tumane yetuva tuyoke tumane yetujja. Mama ine bantu nkulamwisa ino. Webale kututembeeta, webale kutukumbira baba.
Obusoga bukoze laire.
Ngaise ife ali mu ikonero.
Muntebe.
Funvuwa.
Hey.
Obufulufe. Abana bawono olunkusense.
Kimaze?
Yekyo kiwere.
Honorable.
Webale kundidusakula musaku baba.
Nga tusibula abalayi bafa abalungi.
Okugamba obusembayo nenda bwakusiima. Okunzeta muna namuwala nsangaire. To be here on TV and we've had such a lovely discussion. I've enjoyed my morning. Thank you so much. And for this program. And then I also just want to thank my constituents. Bana abagwiri mbebaza. Muri kola emirimu. Kola emirimu. Twendagane. Ugwe tusobola obutwala mu buntungi. Empindu demulule doka timpude dinda kukowa. Ife tuliwo. Okubawereza tujja. Afrigo Band, thank you for having me. My Speaker of Parliament, greetings to Mama and all my colleagues, members of Parliament. I know you're in recess. Enjoy the recess so that when we come back, we can start work. I love you all. Thank you and God bless you.
Yay. Thank you, Honorable. We're really humbled and we had a great time on the show. I've enjoyed myself.
Me too.
Very well. I mean, okay, webale nnyo okubeera part of the program, webale part of the conversation. N'okuteekayo comments on Facebook nga musiima emirimu Honorable gy'akoze. Tubeebaza nnyo ku Racheal. Mwebale nnyo.